Hey, what's up, guys and gals? My name is Ricknineg. Let's get this live stream started. Wow, look at that lighting, though. My goodness, this is lit up like a movie, except for this giant shadow over here that probably shouldn't be there. Don't they shine like different lights in different directions so that it'll like equilibrate a nice look and so forth? Yes, I don't want your window open. Let's get going, guys and gals. Let's start talking about I Love Lucy. Hopefully you're doing wonderful today on this lovely Monday night. And let me open the I Love Lucy episodes that we're going to look at today. We're going to look at a couple episodes that I think you're going to enjoy, that I think you're going to like. First one is Lucy Does a TV Commercial. Now, most people who are not really super fans, like a lot of you guys, so not you guys, would be like, what's that episode? Well, that's the Vitamina Benjamin episode, of course. But it's, oh, I'm so itchy. I just showered, so like, you know, they say if soap's on you, that's what happens. Anyway, like residual. So Lucy Does a TV Commercial. That is the Vitamina Benjamin episode. And let's take a look at that one first. Let's talk about that one first. Quintessential I Love Lucy. I think many people rated this like the #1 episode along with the chocolate episode, which was job switching. Now, it depends who you ask or what poll you take. But those, most people, it's not necessarily saying they're the best episodes. I think they're most recognized when we talk about Lucy. Like, oh yeah, like even if someone, let's say, is not a Lucy watcher, and you're like, you've heard of Lucy Ball. Oh yeah, I've heard of her. Yeah. Okay, well, you know, when she was like drunk on the, you know, the Vitamina Benjamin, or when she did the chocolate, like everyone knows that, you know. So it's like what we know when we think of Lucy. So this episode, let me look for it. And hello to everyone who is joining in the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. Now, I can't find it. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I don't think we're that far. I'm so lost right now. Let's see. We're in Seance. Okay, we're in the 20s. Let's see here. Ballet. We've done that one. The thing is, we've done this a few times. I think this is the second time we're cycling through the whole series. And so it's like I get those flashbacks of like previous episodes, you know, that we've done. And here we go. Lucy Does a TV Commercial. This is a 5/5/52. Wow, that's an episode 30. Episode 30, filmed on a Friday, March 28th, 1952. There's Lucy looking lovely, doing some sewing. And you see Ricky. They redid the whole look of the apartment just for this episode so they can get that TV in the right spot so that Lucy could do that TV commercial joke later on. And you do see the big giant TV back in there with just a white screen. It's kind of cool. Anyway, rating share, 61.1 out of 88. So Cuban Pals still has higher, 64. So it's not the highest rated. Marriage License has the highest out of all of these, believe it or not, rating share. That doesn't necessarily mean the episode was most liked. It just means most people are tuning in at that time. My opinion, I think it has a lot to do with what was there the last week. And what I mean by that is if the week before that, the episode was really good, then people want to see like what happened or how it continues. And so they're going to watch the next one. Just like the #1 movie, let's say like Halloween, the first one comes out. Well, people are going to want to see 2 because they loved 1. Yeah. And so that's kind of the idea. Lucy Does a TV Commercial. There's Ross Elliott. He's the director. Joe, played by Jerry Hauser. He later becomes Ricky's agent in the show. And the script clerk, Maury Thompson. Now, he, I believe, had a lot behind-the-scenes work that he did on I Love Lucy. Yeah, he was a script clerk. He played himself. A good deal of time and effort was expended by stage manager Herb Brower to find just the right liquid concoction to fill the Vitamina Benjamin bottles. It had to ooze out of the bottle, not free flow, so they couldn't just use water, you know. It had to taste good to Lucy so that she could do it. After trying so many products, they tried honey. They stopped off at a health food store in Santa Monica on Santa Monica Boulevard in West Hollywood and found apple pectin. It's such a random thing, right? So it's like that, you know, they had to have tried everything. And Lucy loved the taste, and they filled the bottles on the dress rehearsal, which was Thursday. Vivian Vance did not appear in this episode, so nice little fact. Ricky gestures off stage before his musical number and says, "Mr. Hash, if you please." He says it's Mr. Hatch, but he says Mr. Hash. And Wilbur Hatch was a conductor of the orchestra. So kind of cool. This is great because we have a little scheming plan by Lucy and Fred. I love those moments myself. And that's it for this one, guys and gals. Jose, I'm glad you think it's a great episode. I would agree. It's a great episode. All in all. Which episode had a woman singing like a chicken? Now, if you see the one in syndication, they cut that whole part short, for obvious reasons, because people don't want to see that, and for commercials. They want to squeeze commercials in there. I want to thank everyone who's on the live stream right now. I appreciate it. Oh, and there is Lucy going, "Oh, for Philip Morris." Again, they don't include that in syndication because, I mean, they don't want to advertise for Philip Morris 60 years after, especially if companies go bankrupt and stuff like that. So, yeah. Hey, Jared, nice to see you. Awesome, awesome. Blab Tag, nice to see you as well. And there is a first kind of mention of third dimension, 3D TVs. That's pretty cool. Think about like how long ago that was and the fact that they're mentioning it here as well. I mean, that's pretty awesome in itself. This part is grainy where Lucy's doing the little advertising for Philip Morris. Again, they're trying to promote that product. It's like if you would go to like The Price is Right and it's sponsored by Ford. Well, they'll give away Ford cars, you know, which Desi Lou and the Lucy Desi Comedy Hour was sponsored at one time by Ford, in case you didn't know. It's also sponsored by the American Export Lines, I believe, and that's why they did the whole cruise episode. There was a reason. They just didn't randomly do it, and they were promoting that cruise line because they paid most of the money to make that episode. So kind of cool, kind of cool. Oh, and there's that big explosion, white smoke. Think about that. That was a pretty big deal in front of an audience. It was like a play, but there were like special effects and things like that. And I think that made the show so much better, obviously. National I Love Lucy Day. Yeah, you guys reminded me about that. It was on Instagram. Like, it was a big thing. Blab Tag, your favorite I Love Lucy Fanatics Facebook page just hit 1,500 likes. Hey, Kathy, nice to see you. 3D TVs, right? Isn't that cool? So, John H., the episode you're talking about is Lucy Tells the Truth. Technically, yeah, she's supposed to tell the truth, and it is in season 3. So go ahead and check it out. It's the last episode in that disc. I don't remember exactly what disc. It's like third disc, second disc, maybe. Yeah, so you'll find it there, and it's at the part where she is auditioning. It's right before the part where she auditions. So yeah. No problem. I just wanted to give a chance for someone to answer, but no one answered. And so I'm like, I'll help you out so that you can watch it maybe after this, or maybe you can plug it in. Well, maybe you can plug in Vitamina Benjamin now. That's what I kind of like people to do. So that, you know, if you see something in the episode, if you're reminded of something, then you can mention it and we can talk about it. Like right now, Lucy being cross at Ricky. It's so great. It's funny. Now, remember, they're in the bedroom. They're in the Ricardo's bedroom. This was the same set. It was the same little section they used for the Mertzes. The door's in the same place. All the doors are in the same place. The windows are in the same place. At one point, you don't see a window, but remember, it's like the backbone. The holes to come in and out of the set are the things that stay the same. Everything else changes. But if you notice the lines that go down across the set, you see that in the Mertz's apartment. Or if they want to cover it up, they just put something on top. They put like a furniture or just plants or anything, and you won't even tell. So it's kind of cool. Waiting 15 years for her to lay that egg. Yes. Who was the one who was supposed to lay that egg? Who was that comment about? Do you remember? Of course you guys remember. I know. Yeah, don't forget that the whole Desi refusing to... Yeah, so this is a good point. John talks about an episode where Desi refused to let Ricky cheat on his taxes. So that episode does not exist. That's not a real thing. However, it was going to be planned, like it was written in a script. I believe the business manager episode in season 4, episode 1, that episode was going to be about that. But Desi said, you know what? I don't really believe in that. And he's like, I'm not Ricky Ricardo. I'm Desi Arnaz. But I don't really approve with Ricky Ricardo, the character, doing something like that. I don't want to play that type of part. And so they wrote the business manager, where of course they're not cheating anyone out of money in that sense, or cheating on the taxes. Like, remember, this was a very touchy time at this point. Remember, Lucy was blacklisted. They said, you know, she was a communist and so forth. And this was right after that. So cheating on taxes, it's like something against the government. They didn't want to do that. So, you know, that's the whole point why you never saw that script happening. But it's a good point. Shirley Mitchell. Well, yeah, Shirley Mitchell was one of the ladies who played Marion Strong. The character was Marion Strong. How do you guys like this? I'm trying to pull all the way up. Wise guys. Oh, look at that. Look at those biceps. It's like, yes, I planned it all along. Look at those biceps. Yes, the non-existent biceps, the imaginary biceps. Mm-hmm. And this is it. This is my favorite part of that episode, everyone, where we see Jerry Hausner playing. He's not playing Jerry. I just read it. He's playing Joe. There we go. He's playing Joe. Thank you. Thank you so much. I like the shirt too. That's what I'm wearing. I actually wear the shirt a lot, believe it or not. For work and stuff, believe it or not, I can wear that. Yeah, and then Ross Elliott, he's in another episode as well. He is in one of the Hollywood episodes, Don Juan the Starlets, where he is the photographer taking pictures of the girls. If you guys haven't given a thumbs up, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. It does help out. And since we are live, it does send out the algorithm. Basically, it helps so that more people can see the video. Like, it'll, as people go on YouTube, they're like, what do I watch? It'll pop up as live, and they'll be like, huh? And then they'll watch it, and then they'll be like, whoa, this is such a cool thing that someone does live streaming of Lucy, and there's this whole community of people love it too. Because a lot of people on here that came on here have told me that they thought like they were the only people who love Lucy. I was like, really? It's the most popular show of all time. Think about that. So that means a lot of people watch it, not just you. So it's something that I thought. I was like, am I the only one who likes it? But then you see a community of almost 1 million people watching one of my Lucy videos. 1 million people. It's at 900,000 right now, one of my videos. And I was like, isn't that nuts? That's crazy. 1 million people. Now, people can rewatch it, but I mean, how many of those people probably rewatch it? Not many. Or it's just me. I just refresh it until it hits 1 million. Thank you so much, guys, for the thumbs up. And I do appreciate it for the people that are coming in. For people who have left, don't forget to come back and see the episode or see the rest of the video in case you have to go. I know some people have to leave, and it's just part of it, and I understand. But remember, YouTube will save your spot, so you can go back and see the video. So it's nice. You can see the Ricardo's fireplace in the backstage area. Look for it. Yep, it's in one of my bloopers. However, that was removed, unfortunately, that video. So I'm going to see if I can redo that and put it up again. The latest video that I have on Lucy was a re-uploaded one. And the reason was because it was removed, basically. It was, you couldn't see it anywhere in the world. And people had seen it. So I appreciate those who rewatched it, or maybe people saw it for the first time, and that's kind of cool. So I want to be able to do that so that everyone can see the content that's there. So yeah, I tweak things, obviously. Happy birthday, Curly Howard. Dang, you guys are on it. So remember, this whole set right now is in front of the Ricardo's living room. Now, that was not a common thing, let me tell you, to do. They would usually put things in front of the bedroom. The problem with that is they had this part right here, which was essentially the stage where she did the commercial. And then if you move forward or more to the right, you see that part. That's where Ricky sings later and Lucy's drunk and all that. And so that part need that curtain. And so that was the only way they could really do that. So Ricky goes in and out of the curtain area. If you keep going to the right, that's a club right there. The club would be like right next to that. So it's kind of cool. It's like they're all neighbors and so forth. It's kind of cool. Hey, Elijah, nice to see you. What's better, the hour-long format or the half-an-hour format? I don't know. Do you want to know what I think or what everyone else thinks? I have not seen the Three Stooges movie, the new Three Stooges movie with the new actors. Did you watch it, Arthur, and did you think it was worth watching? Like, did they do a good enough job where you know that you as a fan that they respected the Stooges and weren't really making fun of them, but like were really respecting them and their portrayal? What would you say? My opinion, what's better? I love the half an hour ones. Although I do love some hour-long episodes, but I think overall the half an hour format packed a lot in 26 and a half minutes. So yeah, for sure. Three Studios was amazing. They did an excellent job. Interesting. Usually, because remakes are really like painful. I would never want anyone to remake the Gilligan's Island. I think we have it in great format. We have the original people who should have been there, the whole cast. Even when Tina Louise was recast, I didn't like that too much. I mean, it is what it is. We had another actress. She had no fault of her own. But in the end, I mean, I love the original content. There's like something here. Oh, is that a lens flare? Is this like J.J. Abrams? Like what? I can cover it up, and then it comes back. Let me go back to your question. Favorite season? Well, I would say season 3. And you guys may say, don't you like that? I love the Hollywood. It's kind of a tie between 3 and 4. But I think season 3 is traditional I Love Lucy. What I mean is season 1, I think they were trying to do some crazy things to get the attention of people, which isn't bad, like this, like Lucy getting drunk. And then season 2, it was like, for me, it was like the pregnancy episodes, but the end of season 2 had a lot of normal apartment episodes, which I do love. I love the normal just apartment episodes where they're in the apartment, like most of the story takes place there. Like I like that in the living room, then they go to the kitchen. I do like that vibe. It's nice when they go out, but then I feel like the Hollywood ones, I'm not gonna say it was forced, but it was like they needed something new, and so I'm not against that. But I think it just wasn't classic Lucy. Although season 4 did have some amazing episodes. I do love the season. So yeah, long answer to a short question. What's up, guys and gals? What's up, Henry the Horse? Worst favorite season. Worst favorite season? I'll just tell you I don't know if I know exactly what that means, but I would tell you that the worst season for me is season 6 out of all of them. Ty, you don't like the episodes in Europe? You don't like those too much? Oh, I'm not surprised, Jay Scene, if CBS Paramount makes $10 million on I Love Lucy annually. I would even say that's kind of low, but for doing nothing, basically just owning it, they just make that money. Can you guys help me like own it? And I could own it and make content all the time, and then I make that money, and then I do giveaways. That'd be awesome. Like that is crazy. That is crazy. Like, it's theirs. It's their property. So I understand. They got it fair and square, but it's just insane. Just from reruns, from merchandise, from mementos, from like people going on Hulu and buying the episodes, or people going and buying the DVDs, like all that stuff. That is nuts. Julia, so some of these questions I get repeated, and I don't mind answering them, but it's cool. I haven't had this one asked in a while. Have I seen Lucy's other shows? The Lucy Show, Here's Lucy. You watch them both, but definitely not as good as I Love Lucy. So yeah, Julia, I completely agree. I feel the same way. I've seen them. I've seen the Lucy Show. I've seen. The only thing I haven't seen is we're talking about shows. We're not talking about movies. I really haven't seen many of her movies. I've only seen the long trailer. So not talking about the movies. Life with Lucy, her last series where she was a grandma. I saw one episode of that, and I mean, it was nice to see her. I just didn't think it was that great, to be honest with you. And again, that's not to say that Lucy wasn't great. Again, Lucy doesn't write this stuff. She doesn't make this up. She's not a on the spot comedian. That's not what she does. Some comedians are like that. She's not like that. She needs a good script, and she reads it, and she does it over and over and memorizes every little thing and does everything perfectly to the T. That's how she did her craft. Okay. And so she's only as good as her script, obviously, but I Love Lucy was a conglomeration of everything. The people writing the script, the head guy who created everything, Jess Oppenheimer, Desi Arnaz running it, him being in it, the Fred Nethel, Vivian Mance, like everything. It just was a perfect package. I think a lot of people would agree, even making it the hour-long episodes, that just wasn't as great, right? The perfect cake was right there. I Love Lucy. Arthur says the Europe episodes are hit or miss. My favorite one is the Bastille one. It's a good one for sure. There's a couple other ones. The Italy one with the Great Stomping was pretty good. I think it had its moments. I do like the Britain ones. I think they're okay. The Foxes. Charles Boyer was pretty good. Like, I'm entertained by them. I watch them. I laugh. I like them. Season 5, I think, is kind of underrated. Remember, there were a good amount of episodes of in Hollywood. So if you're a big Hollywood fan, in season 5, so don't discount season 5 all outright. Lucy Visits Gromans, Lucy and John Wayne, which to me is one of the best celebrity episodes ever. And I love Lucy. Lucy and the Dummy, Ricky Sells the Car, The Great Train Robbery. And then there's 3 episodes for 5 episodes. 4 to 5 episodes that take place in the apartment without anything in Europe. So there's a good 10 episodes that don't even have to do with Europe. So it is known as the Europe season, but you know, that's how the things overlap. But it's great that you brought that up. Yes, I saw that one, John H. with John Ritter, and I think it was really good because John Ritter's my favorite, and then we have Lucy, my favorite, and it's like they meet. There's also another episode where Lucy's with Art Carney, and they're playing like a divorced husband and wife kind of thing going. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger comes in to massage her, and it's great because it's like, I don't even think, honestly, 100%, the scene was really great. It wasn't. It was just the meeting of Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is a legend in himself in action movies. He was huge. He was a bodybuilder back then, very young, probably in his 20s. And with Lucy, like the meeting of the greats, you know, in their own right. I mean, you can't, like with Lucy, you could say anything you want about her personal life, but Lucy was a legend, right? And still is a legend. Arnold Schwarzenegger can say anything you want about his personal life, but he's a legend in the action films. And anything we have in action and explosions and anything like that due to him. It just is. And this is great. This is where you do see Lucy in that big blooper where she's appearing, coming. You can see her in the living room set right in the corner. And again, I'm gonna remake that video of mine that I put out long ago with season 1 bloopers, so you guys can see those in case you don't know or don't remember. It's pretty blatant that she's just there. It's pretty fun. She's even smoking a cigarette. Like, she thinks the camera doesn't see her, and they caught her, and they thought it was too dark, but you can actually see her. So it's kind of crazy. Thanks to everyone for giving a big thumbs up on this video, as well as subscribing. I know a lot of you subscribe, a lot of you are longtime watchers. If you're not, welcome to the new subscribers, or welcome to the new viewers who are not subscribers yet. Everyone on the chat should be like, you should subscribe, because you should. It's good content. It's enjoyable content, all positive, fun stuff. Whether it's you watching me fly, talking about Lucy, talking about the Munsters. You guys are big Munsters fans. I had no idea. Stooge fans, some gaming fans too, but it seems like the channel is asking, the democracy of fans are just asking for this type of content. So I love to do it. Yes, Jared, I think Jared sums it up amazingly. I Love Lucy had the right people doing the right jobs at the right time. Absolutely. So true. I can't say better than that. All right, let me go back into some of these comments here. Bob Hope, Vivian Vance, Mary Jane Croft, Gil Gordon, all correct, Elijah. They all kept bringing on I Love Lucy. Why? Very simple. They were great friends of Lucy. And so she loved to put people that were great friends of hers into her show. Nepotism, the idea of like your kids or just people related to you, getting them in the business or the work that you do just because of that connection. And she said, she's like, I'm not afraid. I'm like that. She's like, I'm going to put my daughter in my work. And she did, I believe, in the Lucy show, right? Because she was like, well, she's my daughter. I want to help her out. And so no surprise there. All right. Your favorite movies she did were Long, Long, Long Trailer and The Fuller Brush Girl. I've never heard of that, Kathy. I've heard of the Long, Long Trailer, but never a Fuller Brush Girl. Interesting. Ow! I was just doing this. I accidentally pulled. Painful. It's gonna leave a bruise. Oh, there goes Joe and Lucy being very drunk in front of a live audience of people and everyone freaking out because she is going crazy. Truth that. How do you pronounce it? 9G. 9G. There's a story that goes with that as well. Some people think it's like Ning. It's like, nope, 9G. Henry the horse, the first time you saw Three Little Pigskins, you spotted Lucy's voice before spotting. I think it's this exact same thing. I think I did exactly the same. I heard her voice and I was like, that's Lucy. Because her voice is like, her face is like so like soft and no wrinkles and looks nothing like her. I mean, it looks like her, but it's just like it catches you off guard if you don't know that's her, right? All right, the next episode, the publicity agent, the Maharinsis of Franistan episode. Let's get going with this one, guys and gals. Let's pull out the facts and info. I should have put a little sticker or something. I flew today, by the way. I was going to go to Malibu, Santa Monica to Malibu, but we had really bad haze over here. Visibility was from 10 miles, which is amazing, to 7, which doesn't sound like it's 3 miles less, but it does make a big difference. 5 is really not great. And so it was 7. It was almost hard to fly in, but I still flew. I did pattern work. I want to fly by myself, soloing, of course, to Malibu and back. But we'll see. Maybe this week I'll do it. All right, let's go back to the episode, The Publicity Agent. This is a May 12th, 1952 release, episode 31, filmed on a Friday, April 4th, 1952. Rating share, 64.7. Now, that's a lot more than Lucy Does a TV commercial. Again, I think it's due to that episode. 64.7 out of 89. Wow. Supporting cast. Peter leads. Photographer, Bennett Green. I'm going to make an episode on Bennett Green. Assassins, Richard J. Greaves, Gil Herman. They appeared many times on the show. Music, I Get Ideas, and Babalu. I could be mistaken, but that's one of the first times that you hear Babalu. You hear See Me Low before, and other stuff. And you guys really like the cartoon episode that I made with all of these people who were on I Love Lucy. Oh, no, excuse me, young fans at Babalu. What was I saying? Where, yeah, all these people who were on I Love Lucy actually did voice acting. And I do have a part 2. I think I have enough voices to make part 3. And you guys, believe it or not, gave me some that I already knew about, but I didn't want to cram too many because no one wants to watch like a 25-minute video, or maybe some people do. But I'd rather make separate videos, make it a little shorter so that people can manage watching it because, I don't know. I think they get better results with watches. Like, people are more willing to watch the whole thing and they get tired and be like, okay, we've seen so many already, you know? Anyway, yeah. Young fans is the first time we say it. Babalu. Now, note, when Ricky enters the Waldorf suite as Tiger, he's wearing special platform shoes that elevate him more than 6 inches. We'll watch for it. He actually did wear platforms in real life to make him taller than Lucy. He actually put him on the couch, too, to make him a little higher. I appreciate that, Kathy. Thank you for letting everyone know to subscribe. That is awesome. That is awesome. It's like upper shoulders. Maharinsis of Franistan. Of course, Stan being like, I think there was a Hindustan area before. Before it was like Pakistan. There's Afghanistan, right? All these countries in that area. So it's obviously a fake country that they were talking about. She was only 23, you're right, in Pigskins. Yes, I made a whole episode on it. Henry, I don't know if you've seen it. You should take a look at it. I do reviews of the Three Stooges in case you don't know. I've done every short up until 45 or 46. Again, I know people are like, oh, I want to see more, and more will be coming. But again, life gets hectic sometimes, guys and gals, and there are priorities. Unfortunately, this is not my full-time job. And so there's that, there's life, there's other stuff going in my life right now that I haven't even really mentioned to you that is big. It's I don't want to get into it, and I won't get into it. I'll just let you know that it's tough, challenging stuff. It doesn't have to do with flying, it's other stuff. And it's one of those things where it occupies a lot of my mental time, and I've had to change my life schedule a little bit. it's kind of a tough thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just a tough thing. It's a life challenge. And so, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. But I hope you guys understand that I try to do as much content as possible. I'd be on here all day. I do a live stream every day. Like if financially YouTube was able to like pay for everything, then I would do this every day. Like, and then obviously like take vacations and stuff like you do with a normal job. But I mean, I would make this my job and I would do videos and then, yeah, that'd be fun. But that's not my life right now. So someday we got a dream, right, guys? I got to be hopeful. Hey, Alex, nice to see you. Thanks for coming on the live stream. Bob Carroll Jr., Bob Schiller, Bob Weiskopf, Bob O'Brien. So many names. I didn't know that, John H. You taught me something new. You guys teach me a lot. Stan is a suffix meaning place in several Asian languages. I did not know that. I honestly thought it was like an English term because, you know, a lot of England, a lot of that had to do in those areas. And so, you know, like World War II and so forth. And they named a lot of those areas like Iraq, the lines were drawn by Brits basically and so forth. But anyway, that's side stuff. Hello, Rhonda. How are you? Wow, a lot of new people. Michelle, nice to see you on here. Very, very cool. Hello from your Arkansas fam. Well, hello from the western part of California. Nice to see you as well. Awesome. I wish that too, John H, because it's weird. This is like a dream job, right? Being able to like play games and do the content, make videos on Lucy all day, talk about this, like stuff is really passionate. You know, we do our day-to-day life, and I love flying. I would really love that. That'd be a great, you know, instructor. That'd be a great life career thing. But right now, my reality is I am not a YouTuber. So, you know, I'm not a full-time YouTuber. I am a YouTuber. Good question. Lucy did do a lot of B movies. Too Many Girls was another one. I have never seen that. No. I have not. I've seen an episode. I don't think the entire episode, but I saw an episode for sure of oh man, what's Bill Frawley's show after that where he's like with the boys and it's like all men. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I'm blanking. Again, I saw one episode with Fred McMurray and the boys. Yeah, I've seen that one. Your mom wanted to fly and she never had a chance. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You mean to be a pilot or just to fly in the air? Because, you know, I think about like a very small percentage of human beings have actually flown in planes. Like we think it's so common here, but it's actually not common at all. It's common maybe in the United States and maybe in Europe, but yeah. Alex, thank you. Nice to see you. Lucy and Superman. Yes, there's some episodes that have a lot of info. Just because they did a lot of work, and so there's a lot of info in them. And some, there's not that much info. Some are scarce. That would be the Superman episode. It's very scarce on information from the research I've done. I'm sure it's out there. But yeah, so I will probably get to a point where I'll look at individual episodes here and there and maybe cover all of them and give facts, bloopers on individual episodes, kind of dissect them like I do with the Stooges, it's basically the same thing. Those are movies, they're short movies, but it's basically the same type of task, you know, that I'm doing. My 3 sons. Thank you, John H. I don't know how I forgot that. Oh my gosh, Henry, I love 1920s Buster Keaton. Awesome. I haven't watched full of his stuff, but I watched a lot of like his scenes and just he was the best physical comedian of all time, I think. And some people might irk at that, be like, more than Lucy, more than what's his name? Chaplin. What's his name? Big respect to Chaplin, but I just couldn't think of his name. So I was like, what's his name? Buster Keaton laid out the groundwork, the foundational groundwork for what everyone else who's a physical comedian would follow with. I mean, his name was Buster. I believe his actual first name was Joseph. Joseph J, either Joseph or Jonathan. I'm sorry. You guys can, I think it's Joseph. But he would just like fall down the stairs on purpose or to be funny, and he wouldn't get hurt. He was just like a stuntman. He knew how to fall and do all these things, and he didn't use like a safety net. He was insane, the stuff that he did. I think Lucy was more like her mannerisms and just the things she could do with her body to portray like emotion stuff. Buster Keaton was more like a stuntman type physical. Like it's different, you know what I mean? And like Chaplin, I think Chaplin was more in the route of Lucy. But I believe Lucy met, you know, both of them and so forth. So it's kind of cool. Kind of cool. John H. Oh, she wanted to be a pilot. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's hard. It's very hard. It's one of the most challenging but wonderful things I've done in my life so far. I didn't think it would be that challenging to learn to fly, but it is, and it takes time, and it's cool. Your whole family, Michelle, flies planes? That's awesome. Well, I'm learning, and I'm currently flying planes. I flew a plane today, actually, over the Santa Monica area. Hopefully soon over the Malibu area, and then to Van Nuys by myself. Charlie Chaplin, a genius. I want to one day cover some of his movies here, some of his silent talkies, as well as Laurel and Hardy. There's so much content, guys and gals, that we can dissect and get into. It's just ridiculous. Buster Keaton. I was thinking of Buster Keaton. And similar. Ooh, Alex, so they're in the movie business. You're developing a script, so forth. Ooh, itchy. Drake Bell is the most underrated physical comedian ever. Drake, not Josh, right? So Drake. I thought you would have said Josh. He was larger, and then now he's lost weight. And then the other one's more like a musician, right? Yes, you're correct, John H. Buster Keaton was in It's a Mad World, and he was older. He was also on The Twilight Zone. There was a whole episode where he was the star, which I think is amazing, where he starts out, I think, in like the 1800s or at least the early 1900s, but he's older, man, because it's the 60s. And then he somehow goes into the future, into the 60s as an old man. And it's just amazing. It's amazing to see that. It's really, really cool. BLE video, play a video. Thank you for being in the live stream. What got you interested in I Love Lucy series? You look pretty young. You couldn't have been on the planet when the series first aired. I was not, unless I am like a vampire or I had a genie that made me immortal. And I can tell you, I started seeing the show when I was about 3 years old. And from that, I can tell you that it just appeared and I saw it and I was hooked as a 3-year-old boy. I just wanted to watch these shows in black and white while my friends were all watching cartoons. I was watching cartoons too, but I was watching I Love Lucy too. All throughout my life after that, I never stopped. Hello, Ash. Nice to see you. Keaton was in a Twilight Zone episode also. Yep, I just mentioned that. Very, very true, JC. I was not even alive when Life with Lucy was made. I was 2 years old when she passed away. That gives away my age. It is so good, Randy, and that's why I wanted to do episodes on it. And it didn't score as great as I thought it would in the polls. If you guys don't know, there's a community tab that you can go to, and I usually post on that. And let me tell you, I ask people like what did they want to see and so forth. And yes, 3. And I can tell you, let me see. Yeah, I don't think it did that well, the Twilight Zone. I thought it would be the best. And then Monsters did the best, and I was like, how did that work? Yeah. Yeah, so what do you guys like more? 3 or 3? 3? 3. I'll just do this. 3. Let me see here. You were on the planet when Lucy was on the air, starting with season 3. Whoa, that's awesome. We know when all this stuff was, so you guys are giving your ages away. Huh. Favorite black and white color, a lot of stuff. Kid, actor. Okay, I'll tell you my favorite black and white actor and actress. Well, Lucille Ball is my favorite actress. And when we get to actor, that's harder because I love John Ritter for color. I love Buster Keaton, Charlie Chaplin. I guess those would be single because I love the Stooges, but I love them as a whole, so I guess I can't count them. Can't do Laurel and Hardy. I mean, Chaplin's pretty up there. Then we're talking about actor. I love Arnold too. See, but it's hard because if I say like Arnold's gonna be like, wait, you think he's better than Charlie Chaplin? No, it's just like favorite actor. No, so I don't know. I don't really think I have a favorite actor. I just like a lot of them. Carissa, you love the Twilight Zone episode. Did you guys vote? Go ahead and vote in the community chat after this. It lets me know what you guys want to see. And I'm going to do another one with some other shows that I've not mentioned. 70 Show, I Dream of Jeannie, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Family Matters, Home Improvement, Futurama. See what you guys think about that. I'm a huge Futurama fan. Such a great show. So well written. Amazingly well written for a cartoon. Yeah, some people like to see Twilight Zone. David Webb. Hi, Rick. What current actress do you think would be good to play in an I Love Lucy remake? You've always thought Tina Fey would be good. You know, I don't know. People have asked me that, and I'm old school, guys. I'm young, quote unquote, because you guys say, "Oh, you're so young," so I'll just take it. I'll run with it. I'm young, quote unquote. But I'm old fashioned in that sense. Like, I don't want Lucy to be remade. I don't want that. I guess if it's like a biopic, I guess it would have to be done. But I don't know. I don't really have someone in mind. I'm okay with just seeing the show and okay with anyone who is pretty good at playing them to play it. Because, you know, biopics have to be made. They can't be made by the original actors who are gone, right? But yeah, I see your point. I'll mention her. What is her name? Oh my gosh. She played Katharine Hepburn in The Aviator. You guys will know. You guys are smart with that stuff. But I think she would be great as Lucy. I don't know if she'd be the best one, but I think we've talked about that before. Play video. Have you ever watched the Lucy Show? Here's Lucy, Life with Lucy. I've watched the Lucy Show. Here's Lucy and Life with Lucy. What do you think of each? I'm not a huge fan, to be honest. I know a lot of you are big fans of Lucille Ball in general, and I totally understand that. And I have seen most of her work in terms of her TV shows. I'd probably watch every episode of the Lucy Show. I can tell you, I just don't like it as much as this. And this is something I just go to. I watch almost every night. I watch it all the time. I know it backwards and forwards. And so, yeah, I just enjoy it. And I agree, Blade Video. A lot of you wouldn't disagree. I think a lot of you are big fans would agree that I Love Lucy half-an-hour episodes, it's the pinnacle of her work. Very few people would say, like, oh, the Lucy Show is better. I've never heard that, ever, from a true Lucy fan. So I'm not saying they can't say that. I'm saying I think there's a general consensus. Yeah, Twilight Zone. But here's my thing, guys. If I make like a Twilight Zone episode, it would have to be very general, right? About the show in general and maybe going behind the scenes of Rod Serling, and talk about him. I think he was amazing, very intelligent man who wrote a lot of them. Or I can hone in on specific episodes because all the episodes are different. It's like an anthology. There's no concurrent story. It's all different. Kate Blanchett. Thank you, Michelle. You guys are awesome. I have these brain farts and you guys solve them for me. And thank you as well, Jared, who said that as well. Your nose is itchy. Look at that right there, guys and gals. My nose is super itchy. Okay. Buster Keaton also did a Blue Ribbon beer commercial late in his life. Interesting. I've always been confused as what they would do in a Lucy reboot. Would Ricky be a teenager? Yeah, see, that wouldn't work. It's meaning like it just, yeah, don't reboot I Love Lucy. Leave it. It's not right. Leave Gilligan's Island on its own. Not right. They did Munsters so many times. And yeah, I think there were a few of them that were good with like completely new actors. But I watch it and I'm like, me. And then I go to the original and I'm like, oh, like it's just so satiating. You know what it's like? If you really like pie or dessert or any type of thing you like to eat, and then you go to a restaurant and it's like they serve it the same way, you just love it and it's your favorite. And then you go to like McDonald's or somewhere else and they make it with the same ingredients, but it's just not the same. You're like, it's not the same feeling. Like I want to go back. Same thing. Totally. I agree. Without her husband character, it wasn't as good. It's just what it is. Without the Mertzes, it wasn't as good. Even though Vivian Vance was there, not as good. You've watched every Lucy show. Oh, every Lucy show from DVD from season 1 through 4. Awesome. You're a very dedicated fan. Windex. Squeaky window. You just saw the one where the brother and sister jump in a pool and go into another land and escape their parents' marital problems. Really great story. Oh, here's when Desi comes in. Of course. Oh, not yet. Oh, I'm sorry. Fred's coming in. That's right. That's right. Fred comes in as chief of police. I think he comes in. And he comes with a turban. And how many of you would think that this episode would not be allowed on TV today because of political correctness and the large beards and the whole like Afghanistan thing and the accents that they would have and the whoa tiger and all that stuff? Like, it was funny, but it's like now it would be not allowed. It would be like, it would be one of those where it's like unable to be seen on TV. You're like, oh, it's so scandalous, and they show it, and it's that, and you're just like, what? Really? That's what it was? Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, I didn't mean to make this like an issue on that, but I'm just saying like this episode would not be a lot. Like I'm looking at it, and Fred is like doing an accent, and he has like a turban, and he has a big gigantic, it's a gigantic beard. It's like up to his neck, like down to his neck. And then now he kind of gets like murdered. Yeah, he definitely gets murdered and killed by two of Tiger's troops. I Love Lucy didn't have a lot of death and stuff. This is one example of it, like right on screen. Obviously it wasn't true, but in the course of the understanding of the girls, they thought this man was really killed in front of them. It was traumatizing. Have you seen any of the Lucy and Desi biopics? I have. I've seen both big ones, like the one 2000, 2001 or something. Yes. Oh, thank you. Windex. For my nose. You didn't know Batman was the reason the Munsters was canceled. Batman was the reason the Munsters was canceled. The kids that were watching them started watching Batman, and the ratings went in the toilet. Batman, I mean, Batman is a big deal, so I'm not surprised. JC, great topic. I'm not gonna read that out loud, not because it's bad, because I might. I know a lot of YouTubers do that. They do like themed episodes. Where it's like, hey, it's Halloween, so we do. I'm not really into that, to be honest with you. Like, I did one once, like on Valentine's Day. I don't know. Like, I have to plan ahead, and I'm someone who, if I get an idea, I like to do it, and maybe I write it down. But if I get like something that I really think is good, I do it. Like, I don't wait. I'm not like, oh, I'm gonna make a video and put it out in 3 months. Like, I'm like, no, I gotta put it now. I have a feeling now, and so that's me. I'm just different in that sense. Yeah, isn't that crazy? I didn't think I didn't like this episode because I really didn't understand. Like, I was like, that's Desi or Ricky or, and like I didn't like it. It was kind of not scary to me. Again, I was a 3-year-old watching this. I had no idea what was going on. Elijah Vivian Vance, absolutely. No competition, no comparison right there. Lucy was made in 2003. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I don't think I was a big fan of that. Let's see. Wow, you know the times, John H, of like Batman. I don't know the exact times. It would say it at the end of the episode, which really dates it. It's like, tune in next week. It's like, well, okay, it's on DVD now. Oh man, everyone has asked me this, Alex, and it's so sad because I really don't have a good answer. But I'm gonna start like developing a better question. But I think I would want to know, because I think everyone's asked her a lot of things. Like, I don't want to ask her something that everyone has asked her. I want to ask her, and I hate to make it sound selfish, but about me and like my content. What does she feel about it? Because my purpose is to make her content like I think YouTube is the new thing, and we have these shows, and I think a lot could be done with them to bring them back. Like, I don't work for CBS or anything, and the thing is, it's funny because they've copyright striked a lot of my videos, and I'm like, I want people to watch Lucy. Like, I want them to watch and buy your DVDs. Like, to be honest, I'm your biggest salesman without even wanting to be your salesman, meaning like they don't even reimburse me or pay me for it, which some YouTubers get paid to like advertise this. Maybe I'm not big enough, but I can tell you that at the end of my videos, all throughout my videos, I would tell you get the DVDs because they're fantastic. The menus are great. All the episodes are here. Then the full version. I mean, this is Lucy. This is it right here. This is what we love. And I would want to ask her if she likes what I'm doing with the content, because I've heard people's like, I've never really watched Lucy, never really got into it, or your videos got me into Lucy, I'm watching it again. And I get happy because it brings me joy and it brings others joy. So yeah. I've heard of that, Dennis, about Rod Serling and his brother in aviation. That's why a lot of his Twilight Zone episodes have to do with flying, aviation, as well as the military, because Rod Serling was in the military in Vietnam, and he wanted to write a lot of stories about that. So that's cool. Same bat time, same bat channel. Boom. Tune in tomorrow, Thursday night. That's awesome. Wow, see, Alex, that's a great compliment. Like, you're the reason I bought the full series. I wish, like, you guys can write these down. I can, like, keep track of them and send them to CBS. Be like, hey, this is why you got to sponsor me. Or at least sponsor me, of course. But at least allow me to use your footage for the gain of, like, promoting your merchandise and stuff. Because I would do it. Like, I stand by I Love Lucy and that content. Like, you know how sometimes, like, I'm kind of segueing, but that's okay. Like some companies, it's like, oh, or some actors, they'll advertise like Coca-Cola or something. It's like, I don't know if I would advertise Coca-Cola because it's like really sugary and I'm not into that stuff. Like lots of sugar drinks. I drink water all the time. But like Lucy, how can I not promote Lucy? It's one of the most like innocent, sane things we have in our world today that's like entertainment. And so, yeah, absolutely. Hello, Scott. Nice to see you from Rochester, New York. Yeah, 45 at Walmart. Awesome. All right, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. The hour's up. The episode is ended. If you haven't seen the entire live stream, go ahead and go back in a little bit. It will be there for you. And I want to thank everyone for watching. If you don't know when these are, you don't forget, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Because that'll let you know when I go live. Also, if you're in the YouTube community tab, there's a community tab on my channel, and I post there pretty regularly polls and all these things that you can do. And not today because it was last minute, but I usually try to post there, especially on Facebook. I post. So just take a look at all the links in the description. They'll give you all the information that you need to stay in touch and have more content. So I do appreciate that. I usually do them weekly, but I don't have a set time. That's why you should really look at the social media and stay on the community tab so that I will post. Thank you so much, guys and gals. Have an awesome evening, awesome night. Thanks for tuning in. And don't forget to always stay positive and always stay hopeful. And don't forget, be hopeful.